Hello. Today we are going to look at Lainnaku. That is the second series of Form 4 joint examination evaluation that was done in 2024 this year. So I'll look at question 1. Question 1 is basically Form 1 work. It is asking the learners to show that the number 8260439 is exactly divisible by 11, and you have to use divisibility test. Now, for this question, we know that for a number to be divisible by 11, we'll have to look for the sum of digits in the odd positions, then the sum of digits in the even positions. So I'll look at this question. We can see that the odd positions, we have 8, 6, 4, and 9. So we are going to look at sum in odd positions. Now, sum in odd positions, we are going to take 8 plus 6, then plus 4, then plus 9. And the sum here is going to give us 27. Then you look for the sum in even positions. The sum in even positions, we have 2, we have 0, we have 3. So it's going to be 2 plus 0 plus 3, which translates to 5. Then we find the difference in the sum. So when you find the difference in the sum, here it translates to 22. Now, 22 is a multiple. 22 is a multiple of 11. Hence, it is divisible. Hence, it is divisible by 11. Now, I move to question 2. Question 2 says that there's a farmer who made a loss of 28% by selling a goat at 1440 shillings. So what percentage profit would he have made if he sold the goat for 2,100 shillings? So basically, I look at this question, it means that the farmer sold the goat at a loss. He sold the goat at 72%. So it means 72%, that is the loss, loss selling point, is equivalent to 440 shillings. So at 100%, which is the marked price, what was the price? That is going to be 1440 over 72 multiplied by 100, which translates to, it means that the marked price of this goat was 2,000 shillings. Now, if we go ahead, if that is a marked price, it means the farmer was supposed to make a profit. So he sold the goat at 2,000. So what is the profit that was made? The profit was, he sold it at 2,100 minus 2,000. So this farmer made a profit of 100 shillings. Made a profit of 100 shillings. So the question is, what is the percentage profit? Now we know that for us to calculate the percentage profit, the percentage profit is going to be the profit, which is going to be 100 over the marked price, which is 2,000, then multiplied by, which is 100%. And this one translates to 5%. So the percentage profit was 5%. A look at this, we can easily evaluate it in the sense that we can find the square root of 64. We know that 64 is a matter of 8 to 8, then 8 is to 1, using factor tree method. Then 729, the square root of 729 translates to 27. So 729, it is a matter of 27 going there 27 times, then 27 going there once. So the square root of 64 is 8. Then the square root of 729 is going to be 27. So going ahead, we'll have 0.125 multiplied by the square root of 64, which is 8, then divided by 0.064 multiplied by the square root of 729, which is 27. We can go ahead and they have said find the cube root of that. So finding the cube root of this. Now, 125, if we express it in form of cube root, we know is going to be 0.5 cubed multiplied by 2 in terms of cube is 8 in terms of cube is going to be 2 cubed, then over 0.064, that is like 64, which gives us 4. So it's going to be 0.4 cubed multiplied by 27, which is 3 cubed. Now, when we find the cube root here, it translates to cube root of 0.5 cubed is 0.5 multiplied cube root of 2 cubed is 2 over cube root of 0.4 cubed is 0.4, then multiplied by 3 cubed, cube root is 3. So when we multiply, that is 0.5 multiplied by 2, this one is going to give us 1.0. And when you take 0.4 multiplied by 3, it's going to give us 1.2. So basically, you'll end up with 1.0 over 1.2. Multiply here by 10 to remove the decimal, then also multiply the numerator by 10. So you end up with 10 over 12. Now 10 over 12 can be simplified to get 2 goes here 5, 2 goes here 6. So the answer is 5 over 6. So for question number 4, it requires us to simplify 3z squared minus 12 over 3 minus into bracket 1 plus z. So basically, we'll start with the numerator. We simplify the numerator. Now look at the numerator. Between 3 and 12, the common multiple is 3. So in the bracket, we have z squared minus 4. That is the numerator. If we look at the denominator, so look at the denominator, and in the denominator, if we open up the bracket, you'll have 3 minus 1, then minus z. So 3 minus 1 is 2 minus z. So that is the denominator. You have 2 minus z. Now, let us look at z squared minus 4. So there is a difference of 2 squares here. So it's going to be 3 into bracket z plus 2, then z minus 2. That is a difference of 2 squares. So combining the two, we are going to have, if we combine the two, we're going to have the numerator as 3 into bracket z plus 2, then z minus 2. Then the denominator, you'll have 2 minus z. So realize that this 2 minus z can be made to look like z plus 2. What do we mean? By introducing a negative on the outside part. So it means it's going to be 3 into bracket z plus 2, bracket z minus 2, then over negative, because we know this one, it is negative into bracket z plus 2, like that. So, z minus 2, sorry, z minus 2. So that when you open up, it is minus z, positive 2 minus z. So this one gives us minus into bracket z minus 2. So we have z minus 2 here, z minus 2 here. So what do we end up with as the final answer? So as the final answer, you will end up with negative 3. This negative will affect this one. Negative 3 into bracket z plus 2. Or you can as well open up the brackets and you find this one is negative 3z plus 6. Minus 6. If we open up the bracket, it becomes minus 6. If we look at question number 5, 5 says that there is Isopo who bought 4 pencils and 6 pens for 184 shillings. And there is Kamau who bought 3 pencils and 8 pens of the same type at 202 shillings. So the question is, find the price of each item. Now, if you look at Isopo, bought 4 pencils, then plus 6 pens, so the total cost becomes 184. Then there is Kamau who bought 3 pencils and 8 pens. So we are going to look at this question in terms of their knowns. So they are known for pencils. These pencils, we can refer to it as Y, then let pens be P. So pencil will change it to Y. Also here it changes to Y. So when you change it to Y, this one bought at 222 shillings. Now these are two simultaneous equations which you can solve easily by elimination, such that the first equation we will multiply. We want to eliminate the Y. We will multiply by 3. And the second equation, we are going to multiply it by 4. Exchange of the coefficient before the number. So at long last, you will end up with 12y plus 18p equals to 552. If you multiply 184 times 3, then you have 12y, then plus 32p should give us 222 multiplied by 4 gives us 888. Now, we can eliminate by subtraction. If we subtract, then it means 12y and 12y will go. So 18p minus 32p gives us negative 40p equals to 552 minus 888 gives us negative 336. So divide here by negative 14, also divide here by negative 14, and find that p equals 2. So p basically is the number of, the price for each pen. So p is going to give us 24 shillings. So each pen was costing 24 shillings. Now, we will not found the price of each pencil. Pencil is represented by Y. So we'll take this P and equate either in question 1 or in question 2. Any of the two questions, if we equate in it, is going to give us a direct answer. So if we get in the first equation, 4y plus 6p, so it is 6 times 24, should give us 184. So solve 24 times 6 is going to give us 144. This one is going to give us 144. Subtract 144 from both sides. Also here, subtract 144. And you find that 4y is equal to 40. Then divide by 4, y equals to 10. So basically, the price of a pen was costing 24 shillings, and the price of a pencil was costing 10 shillings. At question number 6, it says that there is a solid metal cone which has a diameter of 14 centimeters and a height of 24 centimeters. It is melted and recast into a cylinder of the same diameter. So what is the height of the cylinder? Now, if it is a cone, it has a diameter that is a diameter of 14. So it means the radius is 7. It has a height of 24. So it means we can find the volume of this cone. And the volume of the cone is base area multiplied by height, then times a third. So basically it is a third base area height. Base area is circular. So it means that the volume is going to be a third multiplied by the base area, which is circular. So 22/7 times radius 7 squared, then times height, which is 24. Now, this one is going to translate to 1,232 cubic centimeters. So that is by punching this one in the calculator, direct is going to give us the volume. The same cone is recast into a cylinder. Now, a cylinder that has the same radius, the same diameter. So it means I have a diameter of 14. So it means it has a radius of 7. What we don't have is the height. But we know that for us to find the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared multiplied by height. So it's the base area multiplied by the height. So it means that if we take the base area, 22/7 times the radius squared, then multiply by the height, we'll get the volume, which is 1,232. So it means that height is going to be 1,232. For it, you divide it with 22/7 times 7 times 7. Divide this one, both sides. And height is going to give us 8 centimeters. For the next question, we are supposed to find the integral values of x, which satisfy the following inequality. Now, here we need to see two equations, two inequalities. We need to see two inequalities. So if we work out the first inequality, it means that 2x plus 3 is greater than 5x minus 3. So this one translates to, if you bring 5x to this other side or subtract 5x from both sides, then it means that 2x minus 5x is greater than, what you have here is negative 3. Subtract 3 from both sides, we have minus 3 also. So if you subtract this one, you get up negative 3x is greater than negative 3 minus 3 gives us negative 6. Now, when you divide with a negative 3 both sides, the inequality symbol will change, so that the inequality symbol will change to face to face towards the left hand side. Is going to be 2. That is the first pair of inequality. Now, the second pair of inequality, what we have is 5x minus 3 is greater than negative 8. So add 3 on both sides. Add 3 on both sides, and you have 5x is greater than negative 5. So divide here by 5, divide here by 5, and you end up with x is greater than negative 1. So it means that when we combine the two inequalities, x is going to be less than 2, but it is going to be greater than negative 1. So the integral values, for us to assign the integral values, it means that x is greater than negative 1, but it is not part of negative 1. So if it is greater than negative 1 and it is not part of negative 1, then it can only be 0. X is less than 2, so it is not part of 2. So the next integral value is 1. So the integral values of x are 0 and 1. Let us look at question 8. Question 8 goes, a farmer has a piece of land measuring 840 by 396. He divides into square plots of equal size. So find the maximum area of one plot. Now, plots are small pieces of land. So basically, we are going to look for the GCD of 840 and 396. Now, looking for the GCD of 840 and 396, the smallest prime number that can go into 840 and 396, it is 2, which translates to 420, and this one becomes 198. You can divide this one very quickly, either by a calculator or manually. If you divide here also by 2, you'll get 210. 2 goes here, 99, which leaves us with the next prime number. Of course, 2 cannot go into 99. The next prime number is 3. 3 can go into 210, so it is going 3 go here 70 times, and the same 3 can go here 33 times. Now after that, there is no any other prime number that can go into 70 and 33. So we established that the GCD of 840 and 396 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, which gives us 12. So it means that this square plot, it has measurements of 12 meters by 12 meters. So the area is going to be length times width, which is 12 multiplied by 12, or length squared, and this one gives us 144 square meters. That is the area of each plot. Now, next question is on trigonometry. It says that there is a pole, an electric pole, that is supported by a wire. They're saying that the angle it makes with the ground is 3 times the angle it makes with the pole, which means if it is theta, this one is going to be 3 theta. Since the pole is vertical, here is going to be 90 degrees. So it means that if I take theta plus 3 theta plus 90 angles of a triangle, they add up to 180 degrees. If you solve this one, you find that the value of theta is 22.5 degrees. The value of theta here is 22.5 degrees. So they want us to find the length of this wire. Now, the length of this wire, it is the hypotenuse. And since this one is theta, we have the opposite here. So using sine, the sine of theta is going to be the opposite against hypotenuse. So it's going to be the sine of theta, which is 22.5, equals to the opposite, which is 6 meters, over the hypotenuse, which is the length of the wire. And here you find that the hypotenuse is going to be 6 divided by the sine of 22.5, which translates to 15.68 meters. They want the answer to the nearest centimeter, so you multiply this one by 100 and you find that the answer in this particular case is going to be 1,568 centimeters. So that is the answer to the nearest centimeter. Next, they want us to solve for the value of x in that indicial equation. So we are going to distribute this one into 3 so that using a property of indices, this one can be expressed as 2 to the power of x to the power of 2. X times 2, it is 2x, which is here. Then minus 18 into bracket 2 to the power of x equals to 40. Now, we are going to let 2 to the power of x be a letter y. So, this one it means, this one is y squared minus 18y equals to 40. Subtract 40 from both sides. It means that y squared minus 18y minus 40 equals to 0. So this one is basically a quadratic equation whereby the sum is negative 18 and the product is negative 40. So two numbers that if you add you get negative 18, if you multiply you get negative 40. Now 40 is a multiple of 20 and 2. So 20 times 2 get 40. So among these two numbers, which one should be negative? It is negative 20. So that negative 20 plus 2 gives us negative 18. So it means that what you're going to have next here is going to be y squared minus 20y plus 2y minus 40 should give us 0. So if we solve this one, group the first two, group the last two. So it means that the common coefficient here or multiple here is y. So you remain with the y minus 20. Also means that you have y minus 20 here. So what can you do to y to get to y? It means you multiply it by positive 2. And this one gives us 0. So either y plus 2 and y minus 20 equals to 0. So you have factorized, so you solve. Either y plus 2 equals to 0, so y equals negative 2, or y minus 20 equals to 0, so y equals to 20. But remember, we said that let 2 to the power of x be y. So 2 to the power of x equals to y. And what is y? Negative 2. So 2 to the power of x equals negative 2. Here, there is no real solution. There is no real solution to this particular question. But also remember, 2 to the power of x equals to y, which is 20. So here, we are going to introduce logarithms. We are going to introduce logarithms. So you have to have x logarithm of 2 equals to the logarithm of 20. Divide logarithm of 2 both sides for us to remain with x. And that x is equivalent to 4.322. Question 11 says, the points this and this, that is s negative 2, 2 and t negative 3, 7, they are mapped onto s prime 4, negative 10 and t prime 0, 10 by an enlargement. So they wanted to find the center of enlargement and the scale factor. Now, if they want us to find the center of enlargement, then it means there is a certain center of enlargement C xy. From that center of enlargement, there is a point S, which is -2, 2. Then there is a point T, which is -3, 7. Now, this point was enlarged to form S prime. S prime is 4, -10. And this one was enlarged to form T prime. And this T prime is 0, 10. So, it means that you're going to find the scale factor. And the scale factor, you're going to use the image distance over the object distance. The image distance over the object distance. This one is the image distance from the center of enlargement and the object distance from the center of enlargement. So image distance on the side of x is going to be 4 minus x. You see? Our object distance is going to be -2 minus x. It is the same as on the side of t, 0 minus x over object -3 minus x. So if you cross multiply this one, then you solve, you'll find that the value of x is equivalent to -4. This one can be solved on the sidelines or on at that particular place and find your value of x is -4. In the same breath, if we find the image distance on the side of y, that is -10 minus y over -10 minus y over 2 minus y. This one should give us, on the side of t, which is going to be 10 minus y over 7 minus y again. If you cross multiply, then you solve, find that the value of y is equivalent to 6. So it means that the center of our enlargement is xy, which is equivalent to -4, 6, like that. Then the scale factor, we equate the value of x and y into either this one, this, or this, is going to give us the same value. So if you equate here, it is going to be 4 minus, that is it, 4 minus x over -2 minus x, which gives us 4 minus 4, 8, over -2 minus 4, that is -2 plus 4, which gives us 2, and the scale factor is 4. Now let us look at question 12. Question 12 is a flower that has a rotational symmetry of 3. So rotational symmetry of 3, rotating 3 times to get back to where it is. It means to rotate at 90 degrees to come here. After here, rotate another 90 degrees to come here. Then rotate back to where it was. So basically it's supposed to shade here and shade here, because it is the first rotation, the second rotation, then the third rotation, it will come back to where it is in that same spot. That is a rotational order of 3. Now, next question is on angles. The angle here is 54. PO is a straight line and it is parallel to LM. Now, since PO is a straight line and here it is 54, then you can find the angle inside at N. We know that a straight line is 180 minus 54, which is going to give us 126. So here it is 126 degrees. Now, this side is equal to this. So PMN creates what we call an isosceles triangle. So the base angles of isosceles triangles are equal. So it is going to be 180 minus 126 divided by 2 gives us 27 degrees. So it means here it is 27 degrees. Also here it is 27 degrees. Again, if you take 27 plus 27 should give us the exterior angle, which is 54 degrees. Now, LM is parallel to PO. So it means that PM is a transversal. Now, this angle is equal to this angle. It is alternate. This angle is alternate to this angle. So here it is also 27 degrees. Now, remember, LMP is a triangle, and you already have two angles. So we can find this angle LPM at this particular place and find that angle LPM is going to be 180 degrees, the total angles of this triangle, minus, that is 54 plus, 50, that is 50 plus 27, that is 50 plus 27, and this one translates to 103 degrees. So angle LPM is 103 degrees. Now, let us look at question 14. 14 says that there is a group of people that can work in 6 hours, can do a piece of work in 6 hours. So how long will it take 8 people? But now they have reduced the rate of working to a half, take to complete the same piece of work. So there are people, they are working at a certain rate, then the time taken in hours. So 5 people working at a full rate, that is 1, do it in 6 hours. Now, what about 1 person working at a full rate? It means take a longer time, so that is 6 times 5. Now, what if it is 1 person working at half a rate? If it is 1 person working at half a rate, then more time is needed. So it is 6 times 5 times 2. That is basically divided by half. Now, what if now I have 8 people who are working at half a rate? If people are more, time is going to reduce. So it is 6 times 5 times 2 divided by 8. And this one translates to 7.5 hours. Now that translates to 7.5 hours. Now, let us look at next. A container of height 90 centimeters at a capacity of 4.5 liters. So what is the height of a similar container of volume 9 cubic meter? Now, there is similarity and enlargement, volume scale factor, linear scale factor, and area scale factor. That concept needs to be remembered. So what do we do here? We are going to compare the volumes of these two. So if we compare the volumes of these two, we are going to use it to find the volume scale factor. So the first container is 4,500 cubic centimeters, converted into cubic centimeters. The second one is 9 million cubic centimeters again. So divide 4,500 both sides, it simplifies to 1 is to 2,000. So that is going to be our volume scale factor. From it, you can find our linear scale factor. Our linear scale factor, it is the cube root. This one is the cube root of volume scale factor. So the cube root here is 1 is to 12.6. Now, if you have 1 is to 12.6, it means that the smaller one is 90 centimeters and the larger one we don't know. So we cross multiply and end up with x is equal to is equal to 90 multiplied by 12.6, which translates to 1134 centimeters. So that is the height of a similar container that has a volume of 90 cubic meter. Now, in the last question is on construction. You need to use a ruler and a pair of compass only. Then you construct triangle ABC, in which AB is 6 centimeters, BC is 8 centimeters, and angle ABC is 45 degrees. Now, let us put an angle on the horizontal. That is ABC. I want the angle to be on the horizontal, to be 45 degrees. Then AB is 6 centimeters and BC is 8 centimeters. So you have to drop a perpendicular here. So from this sketch now we can draw our triangle. We can construct our triangle. So we are going to draw the line BC. We're going to draw the line BC. Now the line BC is 8 centimeters. Mark a point B. Then measure 8 centimeters. Measure 8 centimeters on your ruler. After you measured 8 centimeters on your ruler, measure exactly 8 centimeters on your ruler. Then construct a point C. So here it is B, here it is C, here it is 8 centimeters. After that, you construct 90 degrees at B. For us to construct 90 degrees at B, we have to reduce our compass to a reasonable radius so that we'll make an arc on line BC, also make an arc on the same line BC on both sides. After that, elongate, make an arc using the marks you made on the line BC, also make an arc. If we connect where the arcs meet to B, that will create 90 degrees. Then next thing, we bisect our 90 degrees. So to bisect an angle, we'll make an arc here, make an arc here, elongate our pair of compass, use this arc, make an arc using the same radius, also make an arc. Now join B to where the arcs are meeting. Where the arcs are meeting, this angle here is 45 degrees. Now, from B to C, it is 6 centimeters, so you measure 6 centimeters. That is from B to C. Measure 6 centimeters. From B to A, sorry. From B to A, it is 6 centimeters. Where they meet here, this is A. Now, connect A to C. Connect A to C using a straight line. Now, after that, we need to drop a perpendicular from A to this line BC. For us to drop a perpendicular, you anchor your compass at A. After you've cut a compass at A, stretch your pair of compass in such a way that it's going to make an arc on line BC at 2 points. Going to make an arc on line BC at 2 points, like that, at 2 points here and here. Put it at one of the points, stretch more than a half, make an arc on the lower end. Transfer to the second point, also make an arc through our usual arc on the lower end, the one that we've made initially. Then connect where the arcs meet to the point A using a straight line, like that. Now, where they meet the line BC here, that is point M. Now, using your pair of dividers, you put at A, then stretch all the way up to M. Stretch all the way up to M like that. Then transfer the measurement to a ruler. Then read. Like mine here, it is reading 4.3. So you come and say AM equals to 4.3 centimeters. Thank you for staying tuned and watching. Have a nice time.